What is going on, guys? This is my YouTube channel. My name's Nathan, as you can tell by the whole channel itself. And this is a fitness channel, so we'll be bringing mostly fitness things to do with the gym. Good information about how to do certain exercises and how to track calories, that kind of thing. But mainly I've set this up so that we can track my progress in a physique competition prep, as I'm starting to do one for the very first time in 20 weeks time. So I thought it'd be best to start documenting it now from day one. So what we're going to do straight away is look at how much I'm weighing in the very first day of this prep. Okay, so we're at 103.3 on day one. This first video is going to be about how to calculate the calories for a competition prep, and obviously in this case it's going to be for me. Later on today we're going to talk you through how to actually do that, and yeah, so we'll see where we are in terms of how many calories I've been taking. Obviously I've already worked them out, so I'm ready to go with my food intake for today. We'll also have some gym footage from today's deadlift session, and yeah, we'll see you in a bit. But first, before we do anything else, we need to get rid of this mess on my face. We need to trim it up, make it look better. Got a few things to do today, so we will change that right now. When it looks a bit better. When I do it myself, it's the case of either paying about £26 I think it is to have it done professionally, or buying a shaver that costs 15 quid. Do it myself. I mean, it's not that bad at all. It's just not professional, but I don't need to have it professional big at the moment. No reason to do it. We have some packages, as you can see. Protein probably. We always order off bulk powders. They are the cheapest alongside my protein, but they're also very good tasting, and I prefer them to that as well. So we'll open that in a bit. I'll say in a bit, it'll be the next clip for you probably. So yeah. Also we have a little treat. This guy, Mr. Monster. We're going to be walking you, aren't we? We're going for a walk. Yeah? The walkies. Oh, I think that's a yes. I think so. But yeah, he goes out for a walk twice a day. One long one, and then one in the night time. But at the moment he won't go for a night time walk because he's become scared of the dark for some reason. Which is strange because he never used to. I don't know if it's because he's getting old or I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we're going to take him for a walk and then run a few errands, go to the gym, and then some food. So breakfast for day one of my prep, or my cut, or whatever you want to say. It's going to be a smoothie. It's going to have a bit of kale in, which I don't like, which I'm not very excited about. Some fruits, frozen fruits, which is very good. Some whey protein, some oats, and some of this stuff. It's very good. It livens up those meals. So yeah, so we're going to get that cracking. I'm going to drink it, going to take the dog for a walk, and then I've got to be somewhere in a bit, so I'll catch up later. Holy shit. I've just gone to do my smoothie, and it just started smoking, and really horrible smells have started coming out of it. The smoothie's gone absolutely nowhere. So one, that's a waste of fucking food. Two, I've now got a broken smoothie machine. And I need to find some new breakfast. Porridge it is. Breakfast, alternative to the smoothie disaster, porridge. We've got 100 grams of oats, 300 mils of whole fat milk because fats and I need them, and summer fruits because they're the best. Frozen are the best. I think it locks in all the vitamins and also cheaper and they last longer. Oh, and finally we've got the liquid flavour drops, as you can see right there. That's breakfast. So from this, see what we've got. Should just be some supplements really to start with the prep. I guess you got that free. Inverted. So we've got a protein shaker that they sent out for free. These are chewable tablets which are a lot nicer and a lot easier to consume than normal tablets because let's face it, they're huge and I really struggle to swallow them kind of thing. We've also got multivitamins, which isn't what I thought they'd be, because the website says it comes in a nice little container. In fact, I don't think that's what I've ordered. But yeah, I've got them every day. How many does it? 3 times a day. No, we'll have one a day. I'm not taking 3 of them a day. And then in here, I believe, I don't know if you can see it through that, there's some chocolate, cookies, peanut butter. Now I struggle to get fats in my diet, big time, so peanut butter, olive oil, red meat are the ones I'm going to be looking at to get more fat. Maybe a bit of fish, but again I don't really like seafood, so I'm quite fussy when it comes to eating certain foods. I can be quite boring with it, so don't expect every day to see me eating something different because it's not going to be like that, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's what I've got. These are disappointing me a bit because I thought they'd be different. Maybe I'll have a look and see if I can send them back or something. And yeah. I've also got 2.5 kilos of protein, which is in either room, but it's a chocolate cookies flavour. Very good. It's probably the best one. It's what I had in my porridge. It's in what I was going to do in that smoothie earlier that decided to blow up on me. So yeah, it's very good flavours that I have on there. So go and check them out. Okay, so here I'm just going to bring you a quick gym commentary. But first, before I do that, I just want to apologise for my very zoomed in head for a lot of the videos before this. A bit of a technical difficulty in my end, which meant that I had to render in 4K, but my computer can't handle it. That's a long story, but basically it's zoomed in some of the footage. But it's all there, you can see my face, but it is a bit close. But getting into this workout now, let me know whether or not you want me to do these commentaries with just a voiceover, or if you'd prefer my face to be in the corner of the screen, so you can actually see me talking, but it's up to you. Let me know what you think. But we're starting here with a resistance band around my legs, and we're doing some crab walks, knee raises, and some, I don't know what they call these actually. I guess it's like a leg swing, but a moving leg swing, I guess, maybe, yeah, that works. But yeah, we do that up and down the turf we've got, and then we do some forward leg swings, 8 reps on right leg, 8 reps on left leg, and then we do some side leg swings, which you'll see in a moment. Now I have to do these warm-ups because it is back and biceps day, which means I will be doing deadlifts. Now deadlifts is a compound movement that does require a lot of hip movement, and I do have dodgy hips from the training over the years, and I've learnt the hard way, having to now warm up quite extensively between each workout, really, because my body can't handle going straight into it like I could when I was younger. But yeah, you can see here now the side swings, doing 8 of these. It has been sped up a bit, just so it compresses the video a bit more. All the footage you see, apart from a few of the deadlift movements, are actually sped up. Now from the leg swings, we are going now on to walkouts. Now walkouts are very good to stretch out your spine, work your lumbar spine, get your lower back mobile. And then from the walkout position, we roll our spine down towards the floor, keeping our legs as straight as possible. And then we walk our hands out in front of us into a plank position. Now from the plank position, you can either hold it there and walk straight back up, restack your spine one by one. Or what I tend to do is it helps your hips a bit more and it stretches you out a bit more. Is I tend to, when I'm in a plank position, I lunge my right leg to my right elbow and dip my left hip down, and this gives it a better stretch. And I do that with the right leg and followed by the left leg, and then I'd walk myself back up into a neutral position. I do this 5 times. It's quite a long exercise and it stretches you out really, really well. You can do more, but like I said, if you do 5 times and you do 3 sets of this whole little mini warm-up circuit, you'll be ready to go in no time, nice and warmed up, blood flowing through your body, lubricated, ready to hit your workouts. So yeah, as you can see how controlled it is on the way down, nice and slow. You don't want to go down fast because that defeats the objects of the whole movement. You're trying to unstack your spine on the way down, making sure there's a nice stretch in each vertebra, and on the way up you're trying to restack it so that it gets a benefit both ways. Now we're moving on to the deadlifts. Deadlifts for me are one of my strongest movements, but we warm up always with a plate aside. As you can see here, 5 reps. I tend to stick with quite a low rep range for the warm-ups, as I don't want to burn myself out when I get to heavier weights. And then from here we move on to 2 plates, so 100 kilo. Again, it's beltless. I should have put a belt on for this, I think, but this was for 3 reps. I don't really, like I said, I don't do much of a warm-up. I've already done my warm-up with the stretching and the walkouts, etc. And then we moved into the working sets. Now for the working sets today, I've done a 5-3-1 system. The 5 reps was at 145 kilo, as you can see here in the video. It was quite a struggle, to be honest. It was heavier than I expected it to be, but I'm blaming that down to a lack of food the day before and a lack of calories in my system to burn to help me lift the weights. Now from here, you can see I'm having a bit of a moan at myself, thinking, why is it so heavy? Because it was ridiculous, really. It's not usually that heavy. But from here, we go into 160 for 3. Now 160 is usually fine. I can hit that for usually 5-6 reps, maybe more than that. I've not really tried more than that. But last week I did 170 for 3, so this should have been a piece of piss really for me. But again, this was a real struggle for me. My form was slightly out for this one. It wasn't terrible, but I know I can do better. And I really did struggle to lift this weight today, which is unusual for me, as my deadlifts is usually my strongest movement of all the compounds. And from here we did a 1 rep at 180 kilo. Now this was a complete failure, and I've put it into the video to show that even if you do fail, you should move on and try again, and not let yourself get down about it, because you do have off days and you will have bad days, and this is one of them for me, unfortunately. And as you can see here, I set myself up for it, but it just wouldn't lift. I mean, the general rule is once you get it past your knees, you should be able to lock out the actual rep itself, but I couldn't get it past my knees in this case, so it was a fail. And I decided against retrying the 180 purely because I've just started a prep for a competition. I didn't want to injure myself at the very beginning of it. It's the last thing I need to do. or want to do. So I left it from there, and we moved on to some volume work with the deadlifts, because obviously 5-3-1 reps is not many reps at all, really. So as you can see here, this is sped up a bit. As you see, I'm really just chugging the weights here. But this is 5 sets of 10 reps at 100 kilo. Now when you get to the 3rd or 4th set, you really start to feel it. You really start to fatigue, and your back hurts, and you start sweating. It's a really good workout, really. I should give it a try if you want to. Once we've done the 5 sets of 10 on the deadlifts, moved on to some lat pull downs. Really, again, this is sped up. All the footage now is sped up, but I really concentrated on squeezing my lats in this movement. No swing, nice and controlled. Bring it down to my chest. Nice and just above width, shoulder width apart. Done 5 sets of 12 at this as well. And from here, we moved on to a D-bar row. Now this D-bar is a really good piece of equipment. If you do have one in your gym, then please give it a go, and really focus on when you row the weight. You squeeze your shoulder blades together, feel the muscles really squeeze, and then on the way down, give it a nice slow release, and you'll feel a real stretch there. It's great movement. Done 5 sets of 12 on there as well. Or 5 sets of 10 to 12 reps, sorry. And we moved on now to some standing dumbbell rows, I suppose you can call them. I went a bit too heavy, I think, with these weights, which I was a bit annoyed at. I was going to drop the weights, but I was quite fatigued at this point, so I was happy to stick with this weight. This was at 35 kilos, doing sets of 6 or 8 reps. Done this 4 times. And we're trying to keep a nice straight back here, with leg straight forward, just trying to take on the weight a bit better, and keeping a strict form all the way through. Now here, this was really poor footage for my behalf, and I do apologise. But this was a hammer curl with ropes, and we're doing a superset of these. And again, like I said, the footage is poor, and I've missed the superset off, which is ridiculous, really. So I do apologise. But yeah, we've done 12 reps of hammer curl rope, and then I supersetted that to a concentration curls, which was for 12 reps as well, and that was a killer. But we moved on to the final movement of the workout. If we ignore the guys in the background, I'm doing 21s here, as you can see. The idea of 21s is you do 21 reps, 7 reps at the bottom of the bicep curl movement, 7 reps at the top of that movement, and then 7 full bicep curls. This is a real test of your endurance, really, more than anything. And we do that 3 times as well. Okay, so we're going to now discuss how to calculate your calories for whatever reason, really. So if you want to cut, you want to maintain your weight or put on some weight, this is how you do the calculation. Now I use something called the Schofield calculation, which is very common if you was to go somewhere professionally to a personal trainer like myself, and they would probably use this way of calculating your calories for you. Now it does differ for each person, and I will leave all the information in the description to a website down below, so that you can have a look and see how to do it for yourself. But basically, for myself, we need to calculate my weight, my age, most importantly, and how active I am throughout the day or the week. Taking all these into consideration, this is a calculation that you will need to do to work it out. So I'll leave it on the screen around this area here, so you can have a look at my specific calculation, and like I said, you can have a look down below and see what you need to do for yours. Now I need to do 15.1 times my weight in kilograms, which is 103.3 at the moment, which is quite high, and we're adding 692 onto that as well. So that comes to around 2300 calories, and from there we then times that by an activity factor. Now the activity factor does depend on how active you are through the day, what kind of work you do. Are you in a sedentary job where you sit in an office all day, or are you on your feet bricklaying or something like that? It's quite physical and needs quite a lot of energy to do so. Again, the multipliers will be here on the screen so you can see which ones, but I will be going for a 1.7, which is a moderately active individual. So someone who works out 3 to 4 times a week, walks quite a lot, and has, so they have quite an active lifestyle throughout the week. So putting that into consideration, that puts me at 3,820 calories per day at a maintenance level. So that is how many calories I need to consume right now to maintain my 103 kilo weight. From there, we need to subtract 500 calories for each day of the week. Now we do this is because to lose a pound of fat over a weekly period, you need to burn 3,500 calories, which over a week period, that's 500 calories a day, essentially. So from the 3,800 calories I'm on from a maintenance level, we take 500, and that leaves me at 3,320 calories, which isn't too bad. I thought it'd be a lot higher, but I'm happy with that. That's where I think it should be at the start of this prep. So, yeah. For yourselves, for you to work it out, you need to obviously take into consideration all these different factors. Be honest with yourself as well. There's no point putting a random number for your waist. Be accurate, be honest, and see how active you really are, rather than saying, oh, you think you're this, but you're not really. It does make a big difference. The 50 calories can make a difference in terms of starting out, whether you lose weight or you don't. So the calories I need to consume, or the macronutrients I need to consume, go as followed. So my carbohydrates are at 380 grams for the big time being. Fats are at 95 grams, and protein is at 227 grams. Now the protein should be around 1 pound to 1.5 pounds per body weight. My weight in pounds is 227. That's why I've gone for 227. It doesn't need to be that much. It only depends on what kind of workouts you're doing, really. Protein does need to be increased for most things when it comes to physical activity to repair your muscles. But if you are doing a competition like I am, or you're trying to build muscle, or anything really to do with lifting weights, you need to have a good protein intake. So 1 pound to 1.5 pounds is more than enough, really. So yeah, so that's basically it. The calculations will be down below. Have a look, see what kind of calories you need to use per day to maintain, to cut, whatever your goals are, and let me know. What's going on, guys? I'm just finishing up in the editing now. I completely forgot that I never closed this video out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.